What's going on, family? This is Dr. D. I'm here live with you for our episode 2 recap. If you noticed last week, I said we'll be coming together every Tuesday at 12:45 to do a quick recap of the conversation that we had the night before. And then, of course, we'll do an intro to the replay that happens at 1 o'clock. So please stay tuned. If you did not catch last night's episode, first of all, it was absolutely amazing. Shout out to the R. Wayne Woodson for an amazing discussion on Black history, as well as the importance of HBCUs and pretty much gave some amazing advice to our young people as it pertains to them engaging. We'll get in that for a second. But if you did not catch it, immediately after this, we go live at 1 o'clock. You'll be a recap. Sorry, not just a recap. It'll also be the live for yesterday's replay. So please make sure if you did not catch it, follow us right here because we will replay at 1 o'clock. Now, if you see the shirt I'm wearing right now, this shirt, and you'll also see me always promoting and advertising and pushing Black businesses. This hoodie that I did purchase came from Alfred's Laundry. Alfred Shivey, who's an amazing educator, who's really growing himself as a political activist. If you please follow him on social media. But this is his brand. He also has one that says "My Vice President is Black." And he has Black history in the making. There's so many other wonderful attire that he has. So please make sure that you go to alfredslaundry.com to go get your shirt. Or go get your polo, or go get the jackets that they have, or go get a t-shirt or something to support that brother because he's doing amazing work in the community. So please make sure if you have not gone over to see his work, please go to his website as well as go find him on Instagram because he's doing amazing work. So again, I love this. I wear it every chance I get because of the fact that being an educator, I truly believe that the work that we do, the things that we do, the things that we engage in truly is truly is a good work. So please make sure that you are supporting those efforts and those initiatives. So really quickly, I want to kind of do a real recap before we go into the episode from yesterday. So if you missed it yesterday, we discussed and talked about, if you will, Black history. And I know many of us are finding ways. I know we all in our own circles and our own avenues have found ourselves kind of tired, if you will, of us not really taking full heed of who we are. You know, we spent a lot of time doing Black history on the 28th, on 28 days in February. And we talk a lot about us being, you know, we're Black 365 days of the year and we celebrate Black history 365. But I find it kind of hard sometimes that we don't necessarily fully show that. And I also think it's unfortunate that I think we spend so much time and so much emphasis around specific figures of Black history, and we don't spend enough time engaging and talking about those individuals who've made major impacts. We talk about individuals who, quote unquote, bucked the system, or who try to engage in what we call this inclusive lifestyle. We talk about individuals, again, like Dr. King. We talk about people like Rosa Parks, and we talk about all these staples. But, you know, we rarely have the conversations about the Marcus Garveys, right? We rarely have the conversations about the Louis Farrakhan's, right? We rarely have the conversations about the Fred Shuttlesworths, right? We rarely have the conversations around the Ralph David Abernathy's, and we rarely talk about the individuals who made major contributions in our society that we don't always hear about, right? We don't talk, we don't listen, we don't really have those conversations about the woman who actually Brown versus Education was really about, but because of the fact that she was a woman, unfortunately, they had to put it in a man's name so that it could actually receive some form of push. But we don't talk about that, right? We don't have the conversations about that. We don't talk about the fact that, you know, we don't really look at the women who are behind the scenes. We don't talk about, again, those people who are part of the LGBTQ community who are doing some of the work that, because people don't agree with the lifestyle, unfortunately, they don't get the shine that they're supposed to get. And so there's so much about our Black history. There's so much about us that we don't seem to elevate. We don't seem to talk about, and we can't skate over all of Black history. If we're going to be Black 365, we're going to be Black 365 days out of the year, we have to make sure that we're doing a conscious effort of acknowledging and embracing all of our heritage, all of our Black history, from Africa to right now on February 16th. And so my prayer and my encouragement to you all is get in those books, talk to your children, get down, come together in your circles and tell them about history they don't hear about on the TVs, the history they don't hear about in the books, the history they don't hear about to and fro. We have living legacies in our parents, our grandparents. Have the conversations. Talk about what it was like in those days. Talk about the good and the bad, because I think all of that grows us. All of that encourages us to move forward, right? And that's what we talked about last night with R. Wayne Woodson. We talked about what history looks like as a collective unit, and we can't cherry pick. We can't pick and choose what history we want to claim as ours and then what history we want to put in the corner. We can't do that. And I think once we begin to embrace that, once we begin to walk in that, I truly think we really can, become that beloved community that we speak of. And how can we do that? Well, we can go back to what we believe that Dr. Woodson's emphasis or his idea of Black History Month was. Ultimately, at the end of the day, we learned yesterday that his emphasis is that we study Black history 365 days out of the year. And then that week of Black History Week, we celebrate and we acknowledge all of our excellence. We acknowledge all that we've overcome. We acknowledge all the beauty that we possess. I challenge us to do that. Many of you all are still trying to figure out this Blackness, if you will. Fine. The way to do that is let's educate ourselves for an entire year. Spend your time in your books. Have those comments before you go to bed with your children, before you actually lay your head down. Have a Black history moment, something you've never known before. Let them go down with that thought. Let them go to bed knowing how excellent they are and what lineage they come from. Go and follow your family tree. Look and see about the greatness in your family. Start there. And once you start there, then begin to research and go down go through the levels of history and begin to tell your young people about that. Once we get to that point and we spend a year doing that, then let's come back in 2022 for Black History Month and celebrate. That would show the true essence of what I believe Dr. Woodson had the desire for, had he wanted that for us. So that's my prayer for you, that you will spend this entire year studying, educating, learning, getting all the information about us. From that point, we then will celebrate collectively in 2022, letting us know that that is our history. That's how you celebrate. The other thing y'all need to do is learn all three verses of Lift Your Voice and Sing. Y'all are real tired. Okay, let me tell y'all that now. Y'all need to learn all three verses of Lift Your Voice and Sing. You can't be talking about you Black, no. Learn Lift Your Voice and Sing. And I mean every doggone word. Don't be, when you get to the next point, no, don't mumble the word. Learn it. You learn the Star Spangled Banner, so learn the dang on National Black Anthem. Learn it. And I want you to learn, and don't just learn it just for the fourth Sunday to sing at your churches on Sunday. No, I need you to learn it and internalize it. Look at the words, hear the words, feel those words. They had meaning. The words had meaning in our time. When you hear, the Negro spirituals, when you hear the slave songs, when you hear the moanings and groanings, when you hear how the songs were written, when you hear the songs that were written in the 60s, when you hear those, when you hear the songs that came out of the Harlem Renaissance, they came from a place. And that is us. That's our history. And that's what I encourage us to do. So as we move forward, please make sure that you're spending time to educate yourself on us so that we can be a better us for our next generations. Listen, if you did not catch last night's episode, please make sure in about 4 minutes you come back here and watch it live, because we will be PickEd Speaks at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time so that you can actually see what we talked about yesterday. Make sure you join us each and every Monday night at 7 o'clock on Monday night, 7 o'clock, right here on Facebook, right here on Facebook, YouTube, and where are we? LinkedIn. Follow us on all those locations because we want to make sure that we are blasting. Please subscribe. Please go right now. Please go find PickEd Speaks Live at YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also watch this live. If you can't get to those, you can watch us live also on my website at www.iamdrpickett.com. Click on PickEd Speaks and there'll be a live broadcast there as well. So please make sure you're following us. Next week, we'll be joined with our brand new panel. Last season, I did what we call As a Man, As a Woman Thinketh. It was a panel discussion with men and women just discussing topics about life in general. And so I had a panel of individuals. Well, we're now making that a monthly segment. So please join us next Monday at 7 o'clock, where we have As a Man, As a Woman Thinketh come together. A panel of 4 individuals to discuss life, love, liberation, and sometimes loss right here on PickEd Speaks. Listen, join us right there, same time, same place, not 7 o'clock, Monday nights. Please make sure if you did not watch last night, join us in a brief second. Until then, I am Dr. D, and this was the recap to PickEd Speaks, where Black excellence speaks for itself. God bless you and see you soon.
Thank you for watching PickEd Speaks, where Black excellence speaks for itself.